Hello there, welcome back to the Gfinity Arena. This is where all the action is coming for you and your Rocket League addiction and love of the game. Listen, we're halfway through. It is 2 matches played, 2 matches to come, and we've had an Endpoint win and we've had an Epsilon win, their first one of the season. We move on to Method versus Team Envy, and I tell you what, I can't get enough of Rocket League. We move on to these boys, Method, who are in the RLSC Championship, the world sort of appearance at the moment, and they've lost some big players today, which is quite great for the Elite Series because it means our teams are in the RLCS final. Yeah,
I mean, they're proving they are a global team. We've said it before, the main roster for Method are a world-class team. They're number 1 or 2 in the world, depending on how you look at it. They're proving that they can go global and they can win. So today we've got a full sub roster, Bipod, Toasty and GMS, which I think we've all seen individually, apart from Toasty. So we'll see how he fits in with the sub squad.
Indeed, the Epic Toasty. If you were to go for an Epic Toasty?
Egg, ham, cheese.
Nice one.
Peanut butter, chocolate spread.
Peanut butter, chocolate spread.
I'm telling you, crunchy peanut butter. If anyone listening to this, try it. It's brilliant.
Wowzers.
It's really good. It's good. Don't you judge me.
That's such a call.
It's
I went for
honestly
safe ham and egg.
No, I know, but if I had to choose one, I'd go for.
Well, you've gone safer and sweet. I don't mind that. GMS is in that side. What do we know about this lad?
GMS is brilliant. He slotted in so well with Method last week. He didn't look out of place, playing with a lot. And this week with Bipod and Toasty, we'll see how he gets on. I would say about GMS, mechanically, he's going to be the best player on that pitch out of either team. It's just going to be how well he gets on with his teammates, really. We'll see.
Yeah, and my Bipod played fantastically when he played last, and we can see some of the goals from that lad indeed, and comes back into that team, but it's about the synergy and how well they gel, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Bipod is, when he played in the roster with the other 2 main Method boys, he was so good on attack. He was getting fantastic shots off, and he was really melding in up front. In defence, he was really letting himself go. He whiffed a fair amount. He didn't hit the ball consistently, anywhere near consistently as he should have done.
How awful, Stumpy. You let yourself go and you're whiffing everywhere.
I know, it's horrible.
I've got to say, this is a massive match for the boys that we stood with watching the first match today with Excel and Endpoint. Envy need to win this match and they need to win their next match to have any chance of making that playoffs. It's the top 4 that go through. If they beat Method today and Method lose next week, then because Envy won over Method, they would go through and be level on 12 points. I mean, that is what they are playing for. There's a lot of information.
Do you think they comprehend what they're playing for, or are they just trying to win at this point?
They need to win. That's the most important thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So
the important thing is that they can still make top 4, and this performance, their performance today against Method, will be a reflection of how much they deserve to make top 4. Because even if they do beat Method, it's not in their own hands. If they beat Method, and as you say, Method win next week, Envy aren't through. But if they do beat Method, they're showing that they're capable of getting into the top 4. And if they do make it, of causing some upsets and even getting through past the semi-finals into the finals.
Waffle and Freese were backstage enjoying the action today. But then you had the main man, Mout, who bangs in a few goals left, right and centre, doesn't he?
Mout, at times, when he pops off, he really pops off. He is so good when he goes up front. He can wiggle the ball around as many people as he wants, and he is a suave old guy when he goes for some shots sometimes.
Okay.
Love watching it.
He is the mustard, isn't he, Mal?
Is the mustard in the peanut butter chocolate sandwich?
Oh, don't put mustard in it. Anyway, but there are going to be goals. We can guarantee that. It is fair to say there are going to be some goals here.
I hope so.
It would be awful if it was just 1 goal a match, because some of the crowd today were getting right behind it. There was oohs and ahs during our last match. Yeah, it is a little bit of pantomime, but we love that energy. Hopefully that will continue as I welcome out Method. We have My Bipod, Epic Toasty and GMS. And for Envy, we have Mal, Freese and Waffle! We are the only thing that you need. I can tell you're nervous. Hold it down and just breathe. We are the only thing that you need. I can tell you're nervous. Hold it down and just breathe. Gentlemen, they are in place right now. We're going to get Method and the Envy boys underway in a second. They're going to go back up there. We're going to take a quick break because we need to settle ourselves. This is a massive match for Method. It's a huge match for Envy because they need to win this one and next week to have a chance at the playoffs. Well, here we are then, back in the Gfinity Arena. I feel incredibly tall, standing.
Who's saying that?
What? It's me. I'm stumping. I'm down here.
Oh, there you are.
Hi. Listen, we are about to have Envy taking on the boys of Method. We know how good they can be. Different lineup, but I've asked the experts, stand where you think the team is gonna win the match, and both Envy. Why, gentlemen?
Sorry, Method. Envy, they've played together so much. I don't think a full sub roster of Method can compete.
Yeah. What do you say to that, Cole?
I agree. I just think Envy are going to be the better team, and I think they're going to win.
Okay, perfect. Well, listen, gentlemen, no pressure on you. They've backed you, boys. Method are over there getting ready, but what we'll do right now is throw all the way. I'm throwing to you. Onset, Johnny boy, we're up here. We're down here.
I'm ready for it.
Take it, run with it, do what you need to.
I've got it. Yeah, I think you wanted to start off by
I do need to apologize. I'm apologizing to all Envy fans all around the world. I just looked at the leaderboard and I saw Method in top 4. I was like, hey, they're probably in the playoffs because they're Method. But no, 12 minus 6 is indeed 6. And 6 divided by 2 is 3. So Envy can indeed still make it.
They can still make it. They can still make it. So if you're an Envy fan, that is great news. Johnny's redeemed himself. Everything's fine.
I'm so sorry. I even thought about it. I was like looking at the score and I was like doing the math in my head and I still got it completely wrong. So my bad on that one. I'm really sorry. Envy can still make it.
We all make mistakes, but I want to get straight into this one, Johnny. It is Method versus Envy, a different Method team to what we are used to seeing, but they're going to have to perform. Of course, the next game is going to be Method taking on Envy. Here we go then, Johnny. Method versus Team Envy. And now, can Method do their boys proud who are over the other side of the ocean at the moment and keep up their winning form?
That music, though.
You got too pumped, man. We were diving away to that one.
Feeling it. Man, just going to refocus now. Going to calm ourselves. This game does have lots of implications. The sub-squad for Method have done it before this season. A slightly different sub-squad. They did have Sniper, of course, in there. Now we have Epic Toasty making his debut. He's had a couple of warm-up games. I was looking over his shoulder. He seemed a little bit nervous backstage, getting used to the PCs. All those players, they go through that little phase. Gotta get used to the new setup. He doesn't have much more time to get used to it. He's now on the field, and it is game time. Yeah,
I'm expecting to see, again, a little bit of a scrappy start here maybe from Method, but I feel like Envy need to take advantage of these early moments in this series. They have to win this series. It's as simple as that. Envy need to take this series to give themselves a shot at those playoff places. And of course, to be honest with you, going up against, if they would have seen this fixture in previous weeks, they would have been very worried, but this is a real opportunity for them with 3 subs coming in for this Method squad.
Yeah, and Method have Reason next week, so that's going to be super tough for Method. And Envy, sorry, have this struggling Excel. So this could be it. For Envy, they really could make a good playoffs run here. If they could beat Method this week, and if they can just beat the struggling Excel next week, Method would then have to beat Reason to stay ahead. And they do need to stay ahead because a head-to-head would be the tiebreaker unless we have a 3-2. Well, so that's another thing. Envy can't even let Method get 1 point here. Not even 1.
Very, very true. No points can be afforded here. As
3-1.
Have a great start here. They go up by 1-0. Exactly what they needed. Method on the back foot straight away. Waffle's going to play this one off the backboard, but Pipod reads that one well, defends that backboard nicely. Toasty sends it towards the corner. And I want to talk a little bit about Method because we do say that obviously this is a sub-roster here, but Bipod, when he's come in, and GMS last time we saw him, they both performed very, very solidly for their team, alongside Metsonorus and Mogdus and a lot. Epic Toasty for me, he's got to if he can step up to a similar standard to what Pipod and GMS have, when they've come in as those substitutes, they really do have a fighting chance in this match.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's certainly, as we've seen in the Elite Series all season, no series is easy. Even the teams who are down the bottom of the standings, the Epsilon, the Envyus, they've been taking games off everybody. I mean, Epsilon have literally taken a game in every series. 1 game till today where they took 3. So we really have to wait and see how this one develops. Envy might get overconfident. That's an open He just couldn't get around it. Tried the air roll shot, but it was a really tough angle. So much venom on that center ball. That is a chance for Method.
And that would have been exactly the start that Toasty would have needed. Just give him a little bit of confidence. Tie that game back up at 1-1. The shot doesn't come. Hits the cross. Frizz can't convert, but Waffle follows up. And Waffle is what I like to see from this man. When he's played his best Rocket League so far in the Elite Series, he's been the one who's trying to get on the end of these little backboard passes. And there, just off the post, easy finish for him.
Yeah, I love that from Frizz. He's punished that panic clear by Epic Toasty really, really well. Just got right in there. Almost scored, in fact. He might have been able to score, but he did well to send to the ball as it was rebounding pretty awkwardly. This is really bad news, though, for Method.
Hello. Frizz trying something a little bit spicy in this game number 1 of match number 3 today. Another shot comes in, but save coming in from Epic Toasty. Waffle now, going to recycle this one, tries to push it towards that backboard. GMS defending that backboard nicely, sends that one back upfield. A long clear from him, a pass across field, trying to find a teammate there from Frizz, but no one in position there, Johnny, to receive that one. And now it's going to be Mel who might have to break away, but GMS does a good job there of just causing a little bit of a kerfuffle and allowing his teammates to get back and get the clear. GMS with the pass out wide once again. Bipod decides to rotate back and give up possession there momentarily, and now Frizz is going to be trying to put the pressure on.
It's a really tough position, though, for Method. They can't even get a shot right now. The ball is just inside their box constantly. Clears are getting shot down. Well done by Bipod to get this clear. But he has to do more. Tries to pinch his center. That's awkward. Nobody is there, though. Mike just left it in hope that nobody would...
Oh, GMS sends it back across as well. Hits the crossbar, however, Mal takes that player out of the game. GMS has got some defensive duties to do and obliges nicely, and he's going to get a little bit of a clear on this one. Bipod comes in. 50-50 will be challenged. Frizz doesn't actually win that one. Gets the block on that clearance. GMS now back inside. It's going to be the shot coming in from that Envy player. But they managed to just about keep this a 2-goal game. But with a minute left on the clock, Johnny, we all know what they need to do. They need to score now, and they need to score quickly.
Yeah, they've been sitting back trying to counter-attack, but when you're a minute down, or a minute left, 2 goals down, that strategy no longer really functions because you're probably not getting 2 chances based on your opponent's mistakes. You need to make those plays yourself, and we're just not seeing that right now from Method. Whiffs coming in, one after another. The nerves are clearly showing, but they need to just remember they don't need 3 wins here in this series. 2 wins is enough. If they get 2 wins in this series, they're in the playoffs. So basically, they would need to win 50% of the games from after this one. But not the conceding 2 in a row.
Your math
it's all point. Don't worry.
Everything's fine.
Trust me.
Don't worry about it.
It's all good.
Frizz is going to get this one clear with just 20 seconds on the clock. Unless Method can pretty much score immediately and give themselves a chance.
Oh, here we go.
But that ball is going to be sent towards the corner. GMS is trying to follow it up. Plays it off the backboard. Toasty's trying to get there to create something that I think...
That's GG.
That was the last opportunity of the game, and this might even be time for another goal here for Envy, but with 1 second left on the clock, as soon as that ball touches that hallowed grass...
Any minute now.
There it is.
There it is.
It's going to be Envy who take game number 1.
A solid performance from Envy. We did see, honestly, a promising start from Method. There was, of course, that big chance for Epic Toasty, which he hit the post. But beyond that, it just looked like Envy all the way, sorry. Method need to do a little bit more because right now they're just sitting back and kind of inviting Envy forward. And Envy love that. If they're given space, they're gonna go fast. They're gonna play aggressive. They're gonna bring the game right into your box.
Yeah, one interesting thing to point out as well. Only 2 saves required from Envy in that game, which was pretty much the story of the game. On the other sides, there was 6 total saves as well as obviously the goals that went in. So we can obviously see how many shots in comparison that Envy had in comparison to Method and the control they had on the game. Now let's look ahead to game 2. Obviously, that's a little bit of a feeling out period there for Method. New roster, got subs coming in. What do you say to each other? How do you try and settle each other down quickly and give yourself a fighting chance in game number 2 against an Envy squad who have been together for the entirety of this season? I
mean, they've just got to remember that it doesn't all ride on this series. Even if they should lose here, the world champion caliber team of Metz and Magnus and a lot will be back, I believe, next week. Hopefully to finish an undone job, should it be undone. But they only need to win 2 games from here on, which is, the same as their opponents are looking to win. They can do that. They just need to try and stay calm, stay positive, keep encouraging each other, try to pass to each other, because that's often a big part of believing in your teammates. It's just passing to each other.
That's ball up.
That's it.
What a great start here for Method. Once again, as you say, very awkward to deal with, and Mount putting the pressure on. He got the long clear there, and he put the pressure immediately onto Epic Toasty. Comes back off that backboard and actually strikes the post and finds its way into the back of the net. But again, you have to give credit to the way that they played that one. See, Mount got that long clear, but immediately understood if he kept the pressure on, a nervy Method team, a mistake might come in.
Absolutely. I mean, that was just epic to see. The ball getting way over his head, and he might not expect that because, of course, he is the new guy coming in here. He's not been playing at this same level for as long as his opponents have, who have been doing this week in, week out, every week at Gfinity Elite Series against some, you know, great teams. So he just wasn't expecting the power that Mout was able to get in that clear. Just that gave him enough time. Mout gave himself enough time to chase it up before Epictosi could reposition and, you know, clear that danger.
Ooh, Waffle spinning around.
Oh, that's that one team save.
Into the back of the net. Mout tries to maneuver himself into position to find a finish, but couldn't quite find that one. And now we're seeing a very similar pattern to game number 1 here, Johnny. Just constant pressure here from Envyus. They're almost camped in this Method half. And we all know the longer that you have that pressure on, the boost starving's going to come into effect. And Method are just being relentless at the moment. They're just constricting this Method team into their own half. Envy can't even break away.
I mean, if you look at every single time that Method are touching the ball, just pay attention to who hits it next. It's rarely consecutive players from Method. They need to start passing a lot better.
Well, let's see exactly how Team Envyus are communicating at the moment. Let's jump into a listen-in with the boys in blue.
Well, going back. It's fine. Come on in. Go ahead. Miss. I'm back. Go for it. Yep. I go. Okay. Oh, close. Got it. Oh, I backflip. Cross out. Oh. No boost. I'm dead. Fine. You earned it. Alright, I'll try to go for that. I have no boost. Oh, I got bumped the goalie. Oh, that landing. Wow. Putting it down. Same. Oh. Taking my time. Yeah. Middle. Going ceiling again? Sure. There we go. Nice. Wait. Jesus, we have 11 shots. Holy.
You heard what Envy were talking about, and their gameplay's doing the talking as well, and Mount seems to be stepping up as that in-game leader here for Envyus.
That was some real quality hits there from Frisk and Mout. Frisk first off the ceiling to center that, and Mout, he had a really tough angle. He had to fly pretty much vertically and then paddle it in, but still capable of doing so. 2-0. Can Method start to pass the ball? Can they start to deny some possession from their opponents? Oh, that's decent. GMS with a huge play.
That's a way to get Method going. GMS with the huge play, as you say, gets the long clear upfield, but follows it up and gets the second touch to direct that one back down into the back of the net. That's the kind of play that sparks a team into life, Johnny. Method, they bring the second game back to within 1 goal.
And that's exactly what they need. They need consecutive touches. They can't be just giving the ball to the opponents with every single hit that they make. That was just GMS to GMS. Maybe the best combination in Method today. He's been called by the analysts the most mechanically gifted player on the field, and that's saying something with Waffle, Mout, and Frisk on the other side. But look at what they're capable of.
Waffle stepping up, and this is what I wanted to see from this guy. We know how good he can be. Sometimes he can shuffle a little bit as he plays that third-man rotation role, but I mean, Waffle off the roof, gets the pass back, finishes it off. Team Envy feeling good.
Wow, that assist by Mout, just slowing it down to give Waffle a tap, and Waffle's probably say, oh, thank you, I didn't expect that to be coming back towards me.
I mean, it did all the hard work.
I was just going to recover, but appreciate the assist. Great plays from Envy. Right, as soon as Method got anything to work for themselves, that happens.
Yeah, it's a real momentum killer for Method, as you say. They managed to claw themselves back into the game. GMS with a fantastic goal, but Waffle and Mount working together.
Oh, here's a chance.
And a beautiful assist from Waffle, but Bipod hasn't quite managed to read that. Mount did a good job. GMS comes in though, keeps the pressure on. Minute left on the clock. If they can get one back here, there might be an opportunity. Sends this one back towards GMS, who steals that boost in the corner as well. Mount gonna have to be playing some defensive work, but Waffle wins that one up the field. There's gonna be a breakaway opportunity here for Envyus. If Waffle can find a pass inside, can't. GMS manages to get that clear away, and once again we see GMS following up his own clearance. trying to force the pace here for this Method team.
Yeah, we need a goal right now for Method. If they're going to think about winning this game, it's got to be a goal really, really soon because their chances have been so few and far between. It's getting to that point of the game where you wonder, are they going to get 2 looks to even have a chance to score? I mean, Envy interceptions are on point. I said that Method are going to start passing the ball to each other, but look at the interceptions that are coming in. Envy are just reading the play so well. So I guess Method just have to mix it up a little bit, try and be less predictable.
Ball drop back inside. Frizz is going to do the defensive work here. Waffle off that side wall, manages to get away. Mount's going to get that long clearance. Frizz might have an opportunity, but can't quite judge the trajectory of that ball as it falls. That's going to be game number 2 of the series. Going to the boys in blue once again. Team Envyus will be up by 2 as soon as this ball strikes the floor. But as you say, Johnny, the G'est of G's.
Yes, I do have to ask you, what part of Envy's cars looks blue to you? Because I'm not seeing blue.
Boys in blue is the hashtag.
I'm not seeing blue.
Please learn.
Is it really? Okay.
See those? See those there?
I mean, that's blue.
That's blue.
Fair. It's got a bit of green in there, a bit of red, a bit of white, a bit of everything really.
Hashtag boys in blue. Team Envyus.
They're looking set to take the series on set.
Yeah, they are.
They're 2-0. They need to get 1 out of the next 2 games, actually, not 1 out of the next 3 to qualify for, to have a chance to make playoffs. Don't be fooled. They are not on triple match point. They're only on double match point.
I like how you're really nailing
Don't be fooled by me. I'm just saying, don't be fooled by me.
Yeah, no. He's trying to pull the wool out of his eyes, but realising now he's just making sure that he's making it as clear as possible. But Envy can still manage to get into those playoff places.
Double match point.
I mean, it was a very similar story to what we saw in that game number 1. Just constant pressure from Method. The only goal that we saw, as you say, was that double touch from GMS following his own clearance up. And apart from that, there really wasn't anything of note from Method to talk about positively, offensively. It was just Envy just controlling that game.
I'd say it improved a little bit towards the end. I mean, there was a couple of dribble plays from all the guys on Method, and they're trying to pass to each other. We did see, GMS to GMS, which is the most reliable pass maybe that they can get today, with GMS performing the best out of the 3. But that's exactly what they need to do if they want to win the next 2 games, which is what they have to do if they want to confirm that they are going to deny the playoffs for Envy already. So it's a big ask. It's a big ask. Like if they'd got that 1 game before this, they would have been, much more likely. But it's possible, but they really need to step up.
It is a big ask, as you say, And the thing about these guys coming under that Method banner, there's almost a weight of expectation with the guys that are obviously sitting over the other side of the pond at the moment, performing so well. But I think they just need to just try and have fun in this 3rd game. Try and get something going. They're down 2-0. It is all on the line here as far as this particular series is concerned. Of course, they do have a little bit of a buffer.
Looks like we
have a
had
full
bit
start.
Bit of lag there.
We have a full start, but
it's a cheeky little false start.
We like to keep you guessing. It's fine. But as far as this series is concerned, and this particular match is concerned, there's not too much of an implication for Method if they do lose this one. Obviously, it means that they will have.
It's not a disaster.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world. They will have the opportunity to make up for that because they do have that cushion as we go into weeks coming. But Envy
would be passing the bat.
Good. One thing I've been impressed with is how good Envy have actually looked. Sometimes when you come up against these kind of pick-up rosters and they play in a slightly strange style and they can be slightly unpredictable, but Envy have just done such a good job of just controlling the ball and controlling the pace of the game.
Yeah, you sometimes, especially in Rocket League, you get the sort of it's sometimes used as an excuse. It's sometimes just a player tendency to play to your opponent's level. So some players are really good against good teams. Then when they play against teams that are less high caliber, they just fall apart. They're like, okay, I don't know how to play anymore because I can't read these guys. They're not doing what I expect. They're playing the game differently. The game does get played a little bit differently if you just go that little bit higher to absolute world-class level and maybe just a bit lower to a pickup team like Method B team today. So that has really impressed me out of Envy, just like you said. They're not they're not having a hard time reading what Method are doing. Yeah, they're intercepting everything actually. Like they can hardly chain a pass.
Well, that's the point. That they're barely getting out their half. Yeah, even if they're trying to get a long clear away, it's being picked off mid-air by one of these Envy players. And just keeping the pressure on it. I mean, this is almost how I wanted to see Envy play against. It's obviously more difficult to do against some of the more high caliber teams, but the way that they're pressuring the ball high up the pitch, I just feel like if they were doing that against some of those more high caliber teams, they would probably have some slightly better results than they do right now.
And they're looking really clean, honestly, because they're not double committing, which is useful. But yeah, we're going to have a little break here, guys. There's technical difficulty. We'll be back as soon as possible. But yeah, pretty soon we'll throw over to the analysts as soon as they're ready to dissect game 1 and 2.
We will get back to them as soon as we can. We just there's
Who was it that predicted
What-
something?
what-
No, nobody predicted Method. I was like thinking, did one of them predict Method
I haven't
to
done
win?
my predictions.
Well, I mean, doesn't mean anything now.
I'm going with Envy.
That's really
I'm
bold.
going with Envy.
That's bold, I'd say. I don't know how you come up with that.
100% record still for the Elite Series.
Yeah.
Going to keep that.
It's not true, but
It's 100%.
It's
100% true. But anyway, we're jabbering on. Let's throw it back to the guys on the desk for a moment when they break down that game.
Thank you very much, Ozzy. Thank you very much, Johnny Boy. Well, the first rule of doing a live broadcast show is do not run in front of the camera.
I was scared, and I started to run, and I had an aim.
I followed him.
And I got it.
Yeah, I mean, unbelievable. You were just sat in the audience taking a view, different voice, watching Johnny Boy and Onset do a fantastic job. A few little technical issues that we're just sorting out at the moment. But if Method can possibly... There you were, sat there for a second. And then, look how relaxed you were. Look how relaxed you were. Just enjoying yourselves, and then you realise, oh, I may probably have to go back to the desk.
I heard Johnny say analyst.
This is where you realise, beautiful scene. And it was
Did they see my lead?
Where's your lead?
Incredible scenes. Gentlemen, let's get back down to business. Method, they need to make it 3-2. If they are going to lose, they need to make it 3-2 so they get that point, which will qualify them into the playoffs and cement that place. But what have you noticed from the play so far from Envy and whether they can possibly do that?
Envy have been dominant in, I think, every aspect of the game so far. Any saves that have come out, they've cleared them nicely. Any aerials, they've got there first. Any 50-50s, they've usually won. I don't think Method have even really had a sniff at a chance of getting any kind of dominance in these games. It just shows that playing together this much on the Envy side, it's doing them wonders. Yeah,
it is indeed doing them wonders because it hasn't really worked that way. There's been, players coming in and out, but what we've seen from Endpoint winning Season 1 is the consistency. Now, looking at that Method team, I know they're stepping up to the plate because the big guns are performing another tournament, but my Bipo, why does it not work for him? Why is it not working for Epic Toasty? Why is it not working for your main man GMS yet?
Bipod is an odd player, even when he was playing with the rest of the Method. Even when he was playing with the rest of the Method roster, he was doing unpredictable things. He was doing half rotations in places where one wouldn't expect a pro player to do a half rotation. And when he was with a lot of Metsonoris, it was working because they were reading it. His communication must be on point, and he was saying, "I'm going to half rotate here." And even if they were like, "Wait, what?" they could react to it. And it was meaning that he was scoring a lot of goals and getting a lot of 50-50s in dangerous areas. Today, the communication doesn't seem to have been quite as on point as it has been in the past with Method.
GMS is having a little gig on a laugh. He's probably explaining what you're saying now, Cole. Hey, look, half rotations. They're pretty big from when I'm playing online. And it seems to be my bypass like, oh, OK, I just didn't know what you were doing there. But if they can... Is there a chance now that they've had this time with a technical issue to be able to regroup and then sort of iron out their mistakes? Is that possible?
The one sliver of hope that Method have had has been through GMS. His mechanics are so good. If they can keep the game tight, if Method can keep the game tight for 4.5, approaching 5 minutes, GMS can score a goal out of nothing. They do have that up their sleeve. They just have to keep the pressure on so they get the ability to use that ace.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, not long to go now with getting back in there. Envy have scored some beautiful goals. You alluded to it, Stumpy, when you said, they're winning everything in the aerial balls. Everything is going their way at the moment, and some lovely goals as well to match.
Yeah, we've seen Mout has been sending some absolute corkers into the box, just hoping there's a teammate there. There was one where Mout was in a corner and he sent it into the middle, and I think Waffle beat out 2 players. Above the wall, I think it was Toasty and
he's not the tallest lad, Stompy. You know about the height difference here.
That one there you are. Look, GMS and Toasty, both just being beaten out, and Waffle gets there. So nice. Mout is finding players so well.
How can Method counteract that? They know that Waffle's delivering. Mout's getting the crosses in. How can they stop that? Just get aerial quicker, or?
They're not going to. As a team, they're not going to beat Envy for speed. Normally we talk about how when you're playing Rocket League, you want to be as aggressive as possible and in your face as possible. But when we're talking about a mechanics disparity this far, maybe the best thing they can do is sit back, let Envy do their aerial and just be there waiting for the ball to land. Because you can't... So if someone is doing an air dribble, for example, if you're defending it, what you don't want to do is go up straight away. Because when they've still got boost is when they can manipulate where the ball's going to go. If you just wait on the floor and wait till they've run out of boost, you can easily... dodge the ball away. So maybe it sounds unusual for us to say it. Maybe just sit back a little more, play with a little bit more patience. Stop trying to face Envy at their own game And maybe, maybe.
He's like a Jose Mourinho, and that's what I love about Cole. It could happen. There's a player from Envy. Let's take it easy. There's Waffle. Enjoyed it. He'd had a bit of a malfunction in the trousers he's wearing, actually. He showed us just while we were back there. For the, he said, new trousers, and they've ripped just there.
I thought the camera was about to see that for a second. I was slowly panning out.
No, please.
Exactly.
What I do want to see, though, is a bit of A to Z, I'm going to say Z, of Rocket League. And we're going to go, it's time for a P, I believe, with Pinch.
A pinch technique requires either great teamwork, timing, or a little bit of luck. This involves trapping the ball in between your car and either another car or a wall to pinch the ball out of the other side. This is a common sight in professional Rocket League, and either by design or accident can create some awesome moments in the game.
Oh, there you go. Some P. Cole, do you enjoy that P?
I do.
Very good P, yeah.
Of Rocket League.
Very relaxing.
Good. Pinch. Well, we'll talk more about
Pinches are fun. Yeah.
Pinches later on at the beginning of the month. Listen, I'm going to throw back over to the main guys over there on set. Johnny Boy, a little bit of a delay, but now we can get back amongst it.
Look at us all ready to go. Stumpy and Cole. Unbelievable.
Okay.
Unprofessionalism.
He is bad, isn't he?
You should have run across.
My favourite bit, it was just the loving look that Stumpy was giving Cole during the entirety of it. It's just like...
I wish somebody looked at me like that.
I know, right? It's fine.
Yeah.
We're sad and lonely, but we're ready to get into
Waffle's woken
this next
up.
game.
We're
Waffle's
ready to
back.
go. I've never
Pinged
seen
his
this
chair
sleep.
back up right. Whoa, I'm ready to go.
It's the first sleep break I've ever seen in competitive gaming.
That's
like,
what
hold on,
it
guys.
was. Waffle just wanted a nap.
Need a nap real quick.
But as I say, game number 3 is underway. Team Envy are looking to close this one out 3-0. Get that sweep against a depleted Method, a lineup. And they have been playing very, very nicely indeed. And I don't think anyone would be too surprised to see if that did happen. And Waffle is going to put the first one in. He's back to a vertical position from horizontal, and he's putting goals in.
You just woke up. Look at that.
Oh,
Just fresh out of the bed. Just looking ready for action as he ever has been. But where on earth was the Method defense? That's what I want to know.
I'm not sure. I think they went missing. They do realise that the game has started again, hopefully.
Yeah.
And they do realise that this is potentially the last game of the series as well. But Method are going to be once again on the defensive here. Nice pass here to Bipod. Bipod might have an opportunity to dribble that one, but the demo does come in from Frizz there, which is going to hold any momentum that they do have. GMS is going to play that one off the back. He's looking for the second touch as well. Will it finish? No, he didn't quite. But Epic Toasty ties the game up at 1-1.
He's on the board.
They are awake.
He's on the board. Look at this pre-jump block. Toasty's already up, flying in. Just squeezes it in the top corner. That's well played. 1-1. Method are not done yet. They're not passing the baton to their main roster just yet. Not without another say in this series. Gotta keep an eye on that defense. So I asked where in the world did they go, but I mean, Rocket League, it might be in a dystopian universe. They might not even be on Earth at the moment. You never know where they are.
Big claim.
I mean, is Manfield on Earth? I've never been there. Well, you don't know where it is. I don't know where it is.
I don't know where to go with that. But anyway, I'm going to put him on back.
You could go literally anywhere.
I could go anywhere.
I've given you universe.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know where to go.
It's
too many options.
It's too much. It's too much for me.
Too many options. We are 1 minute and a bit over into game 3.
Waffle looking for that pass back inside.
That exact touch that we just saw from Method is what they need to stop. That
GMS has got
better. Second time lucky, they got it right. The first time it just hit straight to an opponent, but this time hit it to a teammate. Look at the difference it makes. GMS with the placement.
Envy have been iced. That break is doing all sorts of good things for Method. Good vibes between them at the moment. Let's
I want to hear those vibes.
Should we hear the vibes?
I want to hear the vibes.
All right, let's go to a listening with Team Method.
Geography exam soon. Geography exam soon. How are we ahead? You got it? No, I don't. Take him out. Nice. I got it again. Oh, God. Oh, nice, honestly. I'm on it. Oh, at least I baited them. Got it, cut. Nope. Bacon. Okay. Oh my God. You can take your time. I got 0 boost. Flick. Yeah, well done. Better. Good. Go again, go again. One more. Now do. Get no boost. I'm coming back. Waiting for a clear. Oh, fuck. I mean, French Polynesia. That's the one. Nice try. I have no boost. I got it.
Well,
Good to hear the confidence.
entertaining communication there from Method. Always good to hear from your teammates. How are we ahead?
How are we ahead?
How are we ahead?
How are we winning?
But they are, which is the important thing. And Method do have a 2-1 lead at the moment. And as you say, if they could just squeeze out a point here, that would be huge for them. 2 minutes 20 left on the clock. And it is a slightly messier game here, and it looks like Method are taking some of the advice of the guys on the desk. They're not challenging for everything at the moment. They're playing a little bit slower. And just making Envy make a few more.
Oh!
Just like that one from Frizz.
That is a good follow-up from Frizz. Did this ball hit the ceiling? It looks like it might have just missed it. And then look at the follow-up from Waffle. I love that pass because what he does is he hits it right up into the ceiling. He's using a ceiling like a backboard. Because Rocket League surfaces all over the place. He's using that exactly like a back wall in indoor fives football, like the backboard in basketball. He's just used it to pass the ball straight down to his teammate.
Yeah, Waffle being so effective in the offensive half of the pitch today, which is something, as I previously mentioned, I really wanted to see him add to his game a little bit for this team. And he's doing exactly that. Bipod here going to take this one around the wall, looking for a pass back inside. Toasty's going to take a touch here.
Oh,
But
it's not a good first touch.
A mistake. He's managed to get away with it, though. Oh, heart in mouth time there. He did say, how are we winning this one?
It's a good
He might
question.
have been talking out about his own game.
Oh, the whip!
Bipod! Oh, no! Epic
Crossbar.
Toasty cannot silence his critics with a fantastic finish. We stay tied up at 2-2. A minute 30 left on the clock. But some moments of brilliance starting to come out here from Method.
I mean, it was one of those times again where Bipod's up, but nobody knows if he's
Oh, Bipod!
But he's hitting that one!
Method into the lead, 3-2 now to Method. Bipod and Method have come to life in this game. Puts that one in the back of the net, and they have the lead once again, Johnny.
This is getting very interesting because the other times that they've taken the lead in this series, there's a long time left in the clock. But if you're on Team Envy and you look up there, you see 1-2-1, you sort of think, wait a minute, what's going on here? Oh, on earth, what's happening? We conceded 3 times. And now, I think that's now every single player on Method has scored this game. So confidence has got to be at an all-time high. Approaching the final minute here. Can they hold on and put themselves also onto match point? We will be having a game 4 ace match for playoff determination. If Method can hold on to this lead right here.
1 minute remaining. GMS decides to play this one safe, as you see. Backing away, not deciding to challenge that ball too far up. Knows that they have that goal lead. Bipod, not quite reading that one. Maybe how he would have expected to, but
there's
pass
pass.
that way here to Toasty. Much better stuff coming in here from Method. And as you say, you could almost visibly see the confidence starting to come into the teams. Not looking for those long clears quite so much.
Passes! Oh.
Taking a touch, taking that ball down, 30 seconds remaining. Mouth's going to be on the breakaway here. The ball might be free here. Waffle's going to be caught under that one, though. Frizz does pop this one down. Bipod does get the clear, though, momentarily for Method. Waffle looking to put that one back into the middle. Bipod's got a little bit more work to do. He does very well. Under pressure there. 15 seconds left. Mount finds the pass out to Frizz.
That's 10. This is it.
Ball comes off the backboard. Waffle tries to play it back for Toasty to win the game, essentially, for Method. And Epic Toasty, Johnny's best mate.
What is happening?
Puts Method up 4-2.
Team Envy have got to be scratching their heads. I think Method are probably scratching their heads as well, thinking, how have we won
Toasty's
this?
definitely.
How have we won this? If they could just hold on to what is probably the easiest win that they're going to get. Oh, hold on, this is actually awkward.
Hold up.
Okay, well played. Bipod is there. That was, for a moment, it looked dodgy, because if that had gone in, there would have been a chance for the equalizer. But now we have Method on the brink of securing their playoff spot. Envy need one more win to keep their playoff dream alive.
They do, and Method are going to be full of confidence after that. Taking it game number 3. Let's have a quick look at the Method's goal from that last game. And, I mean, they started to come alive a little bit in that game, Johnny. You have to say, they started to come alive, but not only that, they weren't under that constant pressure that was coming in from Envy in those first 2 games.
And they've only got themselves to thank. Look, that's the passing play that was missing for 2 entire matches. We hardly saw one pass anywhere on the field from Method. Now they're just passing the ball all over the field. Defense, midfield, attack. It's just up high, down low. Everywhere they're connecting together, and look at the difference it made.
And it's amazing to see as well, like,
that's the
how
difference.
quickly that these guys are starting to gel and starting to come together. Yeah, I'd look at that one from another angle as well. I couldn't quite believe some of those goals went in, but Epic Toasty whipping out the auto dab for the guys. And that was
Look
my
at the
reaction.
to
That was exactly my reaction.
Whoa.
And I tell you what, Johnny, I'm excited. The guys in the crowd are excited as well, because we're getting into game number 4 in the background. Can Method pull this one off, Johnny? Let's see if Envy can close it out, or if Method are going to pick up this all-important point.
They've already won a series, the sub-squad for Method this season. One of the rare sub-squad victories at Gfinity Elite. It's so hard to come and beat a main roster, but they are taking down one of the best in the league. Envy, such a well-known organization. These players so respected, both online and in the Elite Series itself, but it is Method who are coming at them again. So close once again for Toasty.
Frizz is going to get the long...
Oh, he might be following. There's Frizz!
Oh! But Waffle's going to put that into the back of net. 2 players following up for Envy there. Waffle gets another goal for his squad here. We see Frizz with that second touch. That would have been beautiful, but well read by Waffle, you have to say. Making sure that he was there to convert that one, and Envy take the wind out of the sails of Method. They go up by 1-0.
Now, what kind of Envy are we going to see? Because they conceded 4 goals last game. I wonder if they're going to play this one a little bit more defensively, or are they going to keep pushing up, trying to intercept all these passes, which I think they started off the series doing that just because they thought they were that much better than Method. But after losing a game, they might have that doubt in their mind. They're thinking, okay, let's just make sure. Let's not overcommit all 3 of our players to offense at the same time. Well, here they come again off the ceiling. That's a huge... Oh my goodness.
Method hanging on by a thread in this game, but they might have an opportunity on the breakaway, but Waffle does what he does best and comes in with that broom, sweeping up here for Envy. Looks for the pass back inside as well, but Toasty.
Good control.
Going to bring this one down, and that's what I was talking about. A little bit of calmness coming into the play here from the Method guys. Yes, they are down by 1 goal, but they are starting to feel a little bit more confidence, and it's definitely showing in the gameplay.
I mean, right there, first had to waste some boost, missing the ball. That stuff was never happening in game 1 and 2. We just would have seen a soft clear straight to him, but now they're getting the ball over the top of him, controlling it, trying to make the dribbling plays happen. Bring the opponents to you before you try and flick it over them. If they're just going to sit back and wait for your flick, what's the point in flicking it? Just wait, be patient. That's what we're starting to see from Method.
Waffle taking that one the long way with that aerial. Epic Toasty does get another clear though. No. Gonna keep the pressure up though, winning that ball in midfield once again, and Waffle doing his best to keep the pressure on here on this Method squad. The ball played off of that backboard. It's going to have some work to do here for Bipod. Tries to find a pass out wide, but it's going to be cut out by that Envy player. GMS once again looking for a pass.
Finds Bipod.
Bipod does get demoed in the meantime, but there might be an opportunity here. GMS does have the shot, but a big save coming in from Waffle.
That's a great pre-jump by Waffle. I would have liked to see another pass there from GMS. Bipod with a huge interception.
Oh my word! He ties the game up at 1-1.
This is exactly what he did when they took down Envyus with the sub-squad in week 3. Midfield interceptions from Bipod. And he's back at it again with the red strawberry. Look at him go.
With the red strawberry. Keep an eye on these 2 dots. Or that 1 dot under
that 1 dot under Method.
At the moment, if that turns into a 2 at the end of this game,
that's all they need. Oh, it's so close inside of the post to the rescue for Envy.
And a lot are going to be feeling good on the other side of the pond. Their teammate, their squad doing work at the moment, trying their best to carry that Method flag. Frizz now going to be trying to challenge that ball.
Oh, that takes it over Bipod. Throw the play!
Oh, my front gun, Frizz doesn't finish. Mount misses that opportunity as well. Bipod somehow manages to keep Method in the game, but Frizz a fraction away from scoring again, arguably the goal of the day.
What we just saw from Frizz is something I've rarely, if ever, seen in 3v3. That was a floor pinch to pop the ball over the top of a defender after faking an air dribble. Like, what he just did is so high level, and it still was not quite enough. And instead,
oh no,
Method at the other end. Envy are going too hard in the paint. They're overcommitting, and once again, a 50-50 falls into the middle. Who's there? GMS. And that is 2-1 for Method.
There is method to this madness at the moment, Johnny.
There's madness in the Method.
2-1 at the moment to Method. Can they send this one to a game number 5? Envy are on the ropes. Method are feeling good. Waffle off that backboard, defending that one well. GMS is going to be up for it. Look at the way that the tide has changed in this game. Epic Toasty going to be back playing that 3rd man rotation. He's going to get caught under this one momentarily. Bipod's going to have some work to do. Does manage to get that clear up in the air. Frizz is going to come in though. Frizz is going to be looking for another touch on this one. Bipod does a great job though. Manages to get this one away. Look at this, the breakaway play once again from Method.
The ceiling!
The ceiling. Ball does fall back inside. GMS is going to be challenging for it. Frizz does get that one away. But there's no one back at the moment here. Toasty's desperately trying to get back. Manages to get the ball. Save coming in from Bipod. Keeps a goal advantage here for Method as we approach the last minute of the game.
Let's just make it completely clear. Right now, Method 12 points in the leaderboard, Envy 6. If Method kids can take at least 2 games, they move up to at least 13, which is out of Envy's reach. So this will be playoffs guaranteed for Method if we don't see any more goals. We're in the final 50 seconds. The ball's on the target again. 1 goal in it. Envy need this if they want their Season 2 dreams to stay alive.
Method are doing everything they can to make their boys proud. They are just 38 seconds away from securing that point, which will put them into those playoff places, will secure that playoff place. Waffle's trying to do everything he can to get on the crossbar. Keeps Envy out. Method
25.
hanging on by a thread. Ball inside to Frizz. Frizz can't get the connection.
Bipod's got it.
Bipod takes this one away, takes it past the player as well. Epic Toasty might be in the
15
middle.
seconds.
Epic Toasty is there, but Waffle does get back. 12 seconds,
10
Johnny.
seconds.
I'll count this one down. Epic Toasty, 8, 7.
5 seconds, Envy.
5 seconds.
You need a goal. This is the last chance.
Envy need to make this happen right now.
It's not going to happen.
Method secure their playoff place. The
Oh my
squad.
goodness.
Do it
Can come.
for the boys.
Method, this time I promise you, have confirmed their playoff spot with that win. They look like they're not thinking about that though. These guys, they want to win the series. They want to just take the reverse sweep all the way. But job done. That is a huge result for these guys. Absolutely massive performance to come back 2 games in a row against a team like Envy. Well played. GG's.
And GMS, that save from Bipod in those last 15 or so seconds. I hope we managed to catch that one on the replays, because that won them the game. It's as simple as that. That was, we were like, this is a goal. This is going straight towards the back of the net.
Did you see
then
that
out
dunk,
of nowhere.
That dunk by Mao, he spiraled around the ball and almost like blocked it into the top corner. That would have been one of the best goals I've ever seen. And that would have been, honestly,
that was
another, like Envy did so well, but they just wanted it too badly. Look at their defense for the second goal. It's just not there. Look at the defense for Method.
So many close opportunities for Envy at the end, but they just couldn't manage. And look at these reactions from the guys in the crowd as well. That was exactly how I was feeling during that game.
I can't believe that.
That was a crazy game, and Method, I mean, we're tied up at 2-2. Method have got that all-important point, but now, Johnny, the question is, who is going to win this game and take the series?
And you saw there was game faces on Method after game 2. They don't want this.
No laughing and joking anymore.
They don't want to stop right now. Game 3, they're asking, how are we winning this? How did we just win? Game 4, they're like, all right, let's just get one more. We've come this far. We've proved ourselves. We've done the job, but let's go above and beyond what anyone expected of us. They're going to need to make another comeback because Waffle capitalizes on an early miss on the backboard.
And again, there's a very similar story. See Frizz going for these.
Oh, Bipod missed the boost.
He missed the boost.
The boost was there in the corner. Bipod had none.
Waffle followed it up. Very similar to what we saw in that last game. The strawberry looking sad.
The strawberries, I really like the strawberry. It's a good touch. Almost a cherry on top. Berry on top.
Well, the berry on top. You broke me. Matt's going to be doing some defensive work here once again. It's going to be Envy who kind of quell the hype a little bit here from Method, but Method, that's job 1 done. Now, can they complete the job completely and win the series? Bipod.
Toasty slammed that ball. He is feeling a lot better. You can tell just by the way people hit the ball that they're feeling confident, because that was a boomer by Toasty from defense. But look at that front. Frizz just outplays GMS with every touch here. GMS can't challenge because the ball is just way too close to Frizz. GMS trying to fake him off it, get him to shoot early, but Frizz just didn't bite. Took it all the way, volley over the top, 2-0 Envy. 2-0 to Envy.
The hype train has been derailed right now. Envy are up by 2.
There's so much energy just went in the last carriage of the hype train.
Yeah, I know.
Is there anything left for the last carriage? I don't know.
We'll see. I reckon they can get back to it. This has been a crazy series so far. The last thing that would not surprise me is Method all of a sudden turning in this one around. Epic Toasty gonna get the pass out wide here to GMS. GMS with that long clear upfield. Bipod trying to convert off that backboard as well. Waffle's going to bring this one down. Goes for the air dribble. Finds the pass inside to Mount. Tries to anyway. But it's going to be cut out. GMS is going to be potentially winning this race to the ball. He did win that race to the boost as well. GMS trying to find a pass to that backboard. But Frizz is going to be on a breakaway here. Surely he can finish, but no. Epic Toasty.
Maybe a lack of boost. Looks like he had no boost, so he wasn't able to catch up on what would have been quite an easy shot had he saved his boost a little bit better, perhaps.
Frizz plays this one back inside. GMS does get that clear away again. But now we're seeing a similar pattern to those first 2 games or so.
Well, good
Envy winning this ball in the midfield, keeping that pressure on. making Method work so hard, even to get it out of their half. The ball's going to run free here. Waffle is going to send it back again. Frizz is going to be out of boost momentarily here. Mount's going to go up. Send this one back forward, but pressure has been quelled momentarily for Method. And now, can Method reignite that fire they had in those previous 2 games?
3 minutes to do so. And I mean, they're still playing quite well. It's just a couple of defensive mishaps. You know, they're not making too many mechanical errors, giving the ball away as much as they did. Just, you know, the usual couple of whiffs here and there. But they've still got plenty of time. And I expect they're going to probably get 2 chances, because Envy have looked quite wide open at the back at times. But Envy have done well this game. And I mean, they're probably thinking, how didn't this happen last game? We've hit the bar how many times last game?
Yeah.
Everything was going wrong. Hit the post. Crazy saves from Bipod. Oh, there's another post as it does come back in the middle. Looks like Toasty had most angles covered, but they have more defending to do. Here comes Frizz for the 3rd. And maybe too far.
Yeah, you feel like that might be the nail in the coffin as far as this series is concerned. Frizz follows that one up, uses the roof of his car just to put that one in the back of the net after the pass. Epic Toasty, I mean, he's had a hell of a series, to be fair. He's definitely brought the hype to this Method team, even with some questionable communication we have to take from that listening. But the guys on Envy, business as usual after those last 2 games mishaps. Method have 2 minutes 14 to try and pull off something ridiculous. I mean, they've already pulled off something ridiculous in the series. GMS looking for the pass from Bipod. Toasty trying to win this one straight up. The pitch does manage to do it. Mount's going to get that long clear. Now it's going to be possession back over to Envy, and now Envy have just got to do what they failed to do in the last couple of games, and that is just see this game out. Yeah,
of course, they still absolutely want to get this victory. They'll be incredibly sad if they get reverse swept by the Method sub-squad. But so far, so good for Game 5. It's going to be one of the rare occasions in the GFIN Elite Series where we have one team win the series but lose the war. This is unfortunately what is happening to Envy today, but Bipod pre-jumping, low boost, does get the job done. 1 minute 30, we're inside the final stretch here, and it is a really tough ask for Method. Honestly, they've done so well today. They're going to feel delighted with themselves. If not, maybe a little bit disappointed they won't get a winner's interview with the lovely Ariel.
That's very, very true, but Method, if you're a Method fan at home or you're in the crowd right now, send Method your energy. They have 1 minute 15 to get back into this game. GMS trying to create something, but I like what I'm seeing from Waffle here. Some patient play, trying to keep possession of the ball, but it's causing some problems because Frizz has to try and do something. GMS is going to have an opportunity to lay off the Bipod. Epic Toasty! Oh, great save coming in from Waffle. The man who probably played a little bit of football outside of Rocket League, was a defender, and it's coming through in his Rocket League gameplay there. Ball going to be played across to Bipod.
This might be it. Looks like Method reverse sweep has been prevented, unless we have a miracle at the end of this game. But still, massive, massive performance from these guys. Absolutely huge performance.
Coming into this, they would have been more than happy to pick up a point from this game. All-important point, the golden point.
That's all they needed to secure playoff. Why would you, set the bar even higher than that?
Exactly.
I mean, you've got one debut performer, and Bipod, I think this is his 3rd time on stage this season. He did play last season, I think, for one series as well. GMS, I think this is his 3rd as well. So really, they're completely outdone in experience, and they've still stepped up, made a mini reverse sweep. They didn't complete it, but they got the necessary wins. And Envy take the series 3-2, but they are out of playoff contention.
One of the most hollow wins you will ever see in a series. Envy, as you say, do take the series 3-2, but the story of this series is Method taking those 2 games, getting that all-important point, and putting themselves into those playoffs. I want to throw it straight back to Tom, though, because, Tom, what a series we just had.
Oh, indeed. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Your words, exactly, a hollow victory, but a great, epic match it was. Now, listen, we are back in just a couple of minutes at 1 p.m. sharp, where viewers on BT Sport will join us for Game 4, Prophecy versus Reason. Plus, more on all the action we've enjoyed so far today, especially that game we have just seen. Method have sealed their playoff place. We'll see you in just a moment. The Elite Series, it is Saturday. It means it's Rocket League.
About to get into this game. It's going to be Excel versus Endpoint. Oh, the Endpoint trying, but a tinny puts up Endpoint. Excel's dreams might have just been crushed.
Envyus are taking on Epsilon.
Thank you, Epsilon are going to take a 2-1 lead.
It is on.